Next on Showtime, it's an Elvis musical. Speedway is a tune-filled romp about a big-hearted stock car driver in trouble with the IRS. Nancy Sinatra, Bill Bixby, and Gail Gordon co-star next. If for nothing else, Friday's comedy night on Showtime will always be remembered for one thing.
The one thing we are is innovative and fresh.
First up, we're sure you'll fall for Gleason. He's the greatest. Then, Kim Cattrall's no dummy when she teams up with Andrew McCarthy to face some stiff competition in Mannequin. Next, it's the fundamentals of fun on the Showtime Comedy Club Network, followed by those new old-timers, The Boys, and a big birthday bash for Super Dave.
I know you're going to enjoy it.
And it happens Friday, starting at 7:30, 6:30 Central. Meet Chris Parker. She's got a dull night planned with the Anderson kids.
Mom got Chris to babysit for me.
What could possibly go wrong?
Chris, I'm in trouble. Hang up and sit down. I'll be there in half an hour.
But this is the night
My mom's car!
that things get a little out of hand.
Big city scum sucker.
And then go from bad to worse.
Burned his dead.
Adventures in babysitting.
Chris can handle it.
Sarah's probably hanging from the rafters by now. Sarah, hold on!
You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax. You'll see it exclusively on Showtime. Saturday.
Elaine Boozler on marriage.
Could you love? Yeah, I could love this one. Could you honor? Yeah. But what if Springsteen calls? I'm not going?
Elaine Boozler on men.
I envy men. Men fall asleep. Well, good night. Oh, not me. I'm posing in case he wakes up.
Elaine Boozler on relationships.
Because I read books. Books say you want to keep sex hot. You tell the person what you want. How do you tell him you want somebody else just for one night?
Elaine Boozler on living together.
Because you live with a man, you gain weight. You know why? You starved your whole life to get one. You got one. You're going to eat now.
Elaine Boozler on a roll.
What a concept.
In her hysterical special, Party of One. It's a regular riot, and you're invited in the Showtime Comedy Spotlight.
Bye-bye.
Saturday.
This month, Showtime celebrates the ancient art of storytelling. One of today's storytellers is Bob Barton. Listen in as he tells this 2,000-year-old story of how straws were invented.
There was once a very thick forest, and in that forest was a large lake. And in that lake lived a water ogre. And all creatures who approached that lake and drank were devoured by the ogre. Now, in this same forest, there lived a large troop of monkeys. There were about 80,000 of them, and they traveled together. And the leader of these monkeys was a very old, very wise monkey, about the size of a deer. And this old monkey had always instructed his troop as follows. If you are out in the forest, do not ever eat fruit that you have not eaten before. If you are out in the forest, do not ever drink water from lakes or rivers that you have not drunk from before. I must warn you, my friend, there are many poisonous plants in the forest. There are many water ogres in the water. And so it was that he was obeyed. Well, one day, that troop of 80,000 monkeys approached the lake in which this great water ogre of which I have spoken lived. But instantly, before they reached the edges, they all sat down. Now, they had traveled a long way. They were very tired and very thirsty. It was very hot. But not one of them approached the water. And then eventually, the wise old monkey made his way through the troop, and he walked right down to the edge of the shore, and he walked around looking and looking, and what he saw was that there were many footprints, footprints of people, footprints of animals that led down to the water's edge. He also noticed that none of them returned. And he turned to the monkeys and said, "There is an ogre in this lake." Now, the ogre had been sort of drifting under the surface, looking at all this monkey meat and smacking his lips. And when none of them moved towards the water, he finally lost patience. He surged out of the water and cried out, "Drink!" And the old monkey said, "And what if we do?" "Well, I'll eat you, of course." "Well, then we'll not drink." "Well, what'll you do?" said the ogre. "You can't go back. You'll never make it without water." "Oh, there are ways. You're so greedy you just haven't paid attention to them," said the old monkey. And he went down close to the edge of the water, and there were reeds, hollow reeds growing. And he plucked off a large hollow reed, and he instructed the 80,000 monkeys to do the same. And then they all took their reeds, put them into their mouths, and stretched out so they could dip the other end into the lake. And the monkey said, "Drink!" And they all drank. And when the ogre saw the monkeys drinking, he roared out, "This is the last straw!" "Correction," said the old monkey, "this is the first straw."
Watch for Family Time's Fables, a series of great stories. Some are old, some are new. All will tickle your imagination. Family Time's Fables, throughout September, exclusively on Showtime.
Take a beautiful young woman and put her in danger. Add a handsome older man to look after her. Place them together in an exotic setting. And you've got all the makings for a classic romantic adventure story. Out of the Shadows was filmed for Showtime on location in the Greek islands. And it stars Charles Dance and Alexandra Paul. The romantic nature of the storyline is reminiscent of the old-fashioned movies that used to be very popular in Hollywood.
Fashions come and fashions go, but as I say, for romantics, romanticism will always be there. I think most people have a spark of romance in them somewhere.
Out of the Shadows relies on the chemistry between its leading lady and leading man to set the tone for the love scenes.
I think that in terms of romance and sex, that the imagination is much more powerful. We can be much more romantic in our minds. And so what the screen should do is just pique a little bit of the imagination. And then the audience will fill in more to do with the romance.
Can I come in?
Yes. I think Charles is perfect for the role of Michael Hayden. He's very English, he's very suave, and I think that my character is pretty smart to fall in love with him.
Willie Patterson directed Out of the Shadows. He explains that romantic movies have a style all their own.
There's lots of cliches that you have to follow, especially when you're doing some of the love scenes. One tends to make things prettify everything that you look at, and try not to get too hard-edged. One could over-dramatize romantic film. One has to be careful and make sure that most things are easy to the eye.
With locations like Athens and the island of Hydra, most of Out of the Shadows is beautiful to look at. So if classic romance and adventure have been missing from your life lately, watch for Out of the Shadows this month exclusively on Showtime.
Bill Harris in Hollywood with an actress you should meet because I wanted to. We're on location here in Los Angeles for a film to be called Scenes from the Class Struggle of Beverly Hills. But for me, the story is Jacqueline Bisset.
Frank, what time is it all?
I'm not the boogeyman, Claire. The boogeyman is life. In fact, that's what you have hiding under your bed, life.
Frank.
I'm gonna pull those covers up.
Please. It's my husband's wig, and I have to get ready.
Sure, babe.
Now, when I do my research, I see that way back when, once upon a time, you wanted to be a ballerina, but weren't quite good enough and decided to study acting.
A long way from being good enough.
Were we rather terrible?
No, I was gracious and graceful, but I didn't have the feet for it. Didn't have the arches for it.
So you went to study acting, but you were so embarrassed you told no one? Is that true?
Well, yes, that's true. Yes, I was totally ashamed of wanting to, even thinking that I might even be able to be an actress, let alone tell anybody.
When did you find
I told myself. I was closet on closet.
When were you confident enough to say, I'm studying this and I'm going to take a crack at it?
Well, I actually didn't get a chance to study it in the way I intended to, because I started in I started doing some modeling, trying to earn some money to pay for these classes that I was going to pay for myself, because I didn't want to ask my family anymore for any more money. And then I started going out for auditions and